XDefiant was supposed to be Ubisoft's answer to Call of Duty, a fast-paced arena shooter that mixed factions from their biggest franchises. After years of hype and delays, the game finally launched, but instead of taking over the FPS scene, it crashed and burned out almost instantly. So, what happened? When XDefiant was first revealed in 2021, it was marked as a no BS FPS. A skill-based shooter with fast movement and no aim assist on PC, appealing to the hardcore community. It was free to play, featured unique factions from games like Splinter Cell, Ghost Recon and The Divisions, and promised a Call of Duty alternative with Ubisoft's signature touch. And people were very excited about this. With the early betas was solid gunplay, and some players even said it felt like the old school Call of Duties we all miss. But it did not go as planned, because then the problem started. Ubisoft originally planned for a summer 2023 launch, but the game's failed certification with PlayStation and Xbox. This delayed the game, killing a lot of the hype when it finally launched in 2024. People were ready to jump on, but they were met with another mess. Right away, XDefiant suffered from major issues: server problems, hit registrations, inconsistencies, weapon balancing concerns, and an overall lack of polish. On top of that, the matchmaking has been rough, with long queue times and skill-based matchmaking complaints. People were hoping for a strong competitor to Call of Duty, but instead they got a game that felt rushed and unfinished. So, does that mean XDefiant's already dead? Well, not officially, but it's not looking good. Despite solid core concept, the game's rough launch drove a lot of players away. Ubisoft had promised fixes and new content, but in the ultra competitive FPS market, losing momentum this early is a death sentence. But now it's official. Ubisoft has announced that XDefiant servers will be shutting down. Why? A mix of low player counts, ongoing technical issues, and the fact that the game just couldn't compete with the bigger FPS titles like Fortnite, Apex, Valorant and Call of Duty itself. Without steady player base, keeping the servers online simply wasn't worth it for Ubisoft. Meanwhile, other games like Call of Duty have been pulling players back, leaving XDefiant struggling to stay relevant. Ubisoft tried to fix things, but in the end, it was never going to be enough to keep their game alive. So there is an official report by Ubisoft themselves back in December of 2024. Here is the official message from Ubisoft about XDefiant. They say, "Hello XDefiant fans, I am unfortunate here today to announce that XDefiant will be shutting down. Starting today, December 3rd, 2024, new downloads and players registrations will no longer be available. We will still release our Season 3 content in the near future, and the servers will remain active until the 3rd of June 2025. For those who purchased the Ultimate Founders Pack, you will receive a full refund. Players who made any purchases in the last 30 days will also be fully refunded. Those refunds should happen automatically within 8 weeks of today, and you can find more details on our official website xdefiant.com. So if you guys want to know more about this, you can just go to Ubisoft or to XDefiant and you will find out everything what is going on. Now this is a very unfortunate thing. When this game launched, I myself was very excited to jump into this game, but straight off the bat I even streamed it. You couldn't find games, the servers were dead. I think it took them like 10 hours for them to put up the servers again, and then players could finally get into XDefiant. And I really enjoyed it for like the first 2 months, but like all these things I told you guys today, it just feels so wrong, and it's unfortunate that XDefiant is shutting down so fast. But it really can't compete against all the other FPS games like Call of Duty and Fortnite. They are just in their own league, and it's very difficult for a new FPS game to make a mark on the market these days. So that begs the question, is XDefiant already dead? Well, it is basically. With the server shutting down, it is basically dead. So unfortunately, that is what it is. There's nothing you can do about it. Unless Ubisoft somehow can pull a major comeback with new content, better updates and more polished gameplay, XDefiant might become yet another what could have been story in the world of FPS games. Now, I don't know if this would have been a better game if another gaming company made this, because even if you look at Ubisoft's new games, I know Assassin's Creed Shadow is going to be a very good game, but the lack in the Star Wars Outlaws game was pretty bad. So I don't know if it's Ubisoft or it is what people like these days, because a lot of people jump to conclusions and are fast to say something negative about games, but I think it is on Ubisoft's side, and I really think if this game was made by any other gaming company, it would have made a longer stand. So it's just very unfortunate, but that is gonna do it for today's video. I hope this video helped you guys today to understand why XDefiant is shutting down and a lot of things about XDefiant as well. And it's sad to see this game go, but it is what it is. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, you might as well like it, and if you want to see more videos, you can subscribe as well. But yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Cheers.